Hi, my loves. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. You guys, I hope that you're having a beautiful and an amazing day. You guys, today this is not going to be a reading, but it's really going to be just a quick chat about something that I want to share with you guys. It's related to me, it's related to the collective. And I'm going to for sure be making reference to a comment. You know, every now and then I'll do these spiritual warnings or wisdom chats when I see something really shifting in the collective and I'm going through it, and I know some of you guys could go through it, and I use everything pretty much as a moment for teaching and of course learning. And so there's a lot of energies that I've been picking up as of lately, where as I grow more and more in my faith, and also as my spiritual gifts and stuff grow more, and I'm able to really recognize different spirits. Something that I've been noticing a lot is, and I want to talk about it, it's going to be several different topics, just spiritual topics to go over. It's like this whole religious spirit versus the Holy Spirit thing that I've been seeing come up a lot. And I'm just going to kind of tell you guys some different spirits that I'm noticing and how they will creep into your life, or how you can even be operating in those spirits sometimes without knowing it. Something, I was sitting here about to do a reading, and I saw a particular comment, and I'm not triggered by it, but I wanted to make, it drove me to making a reading about this, because the reading that was posted yesterday was about me saying that, you know, a lot of people are ancient healers and magicians, and you are resurrecting and going through your ascension. And I think that when people hear readings, and you guys know, like I've been saying this for a while, a lot of people truly do not understand energy. They don't. I'm not a guru. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not in any way, but the more I grow and I know for a fact that I'm ascending, I just noticed that here in the collective, you know, even in this collective, that a lot of people are just absolutely not on the same frequency. And it's perfectly fine that we all share a different point of view and perspective about things. But I do have a problem when people are very loud and proud about how they feel about things, and they choose to put other people down. You know, there's nothing wrong with you challenging the beliefs of another person, but again, it kind of goes back to like this whole religious versus Holy Spirit type of conversation that I want to have. But you know, in the reading that I did yesterday, to me it was very empowering, as I was talking about how many people who are, you know, you're called, you're chosen. Some of you have twin flame connections or soulmate connections, and in that reading I made reference to, you know, how a lot of times your name change and things like that, it makes a huge difference. Everything has energy. You know, the people who are for sure into like metaphysics or anything, you know that, you know, everything from your name, your birthday, everything has an energetic code tied to it. And you know, bloodline, lineage, ancestry, everything carries some type of energetic code. And you know, for me, like I understand the things that I'm saying, and people now watch videos that I posted years ago. And again, I don't need external validation. I know who I am. I know where I am in my journey, and where I want to go. But you know, I talked about things years ago that are coming to pass now, that you guys are seeing in your life. You're seeing it with celebrities in the news. I don't need external validation, because I know the power and the strength of my own giftings, you know, so that's that. But I wanted to just read, because it's sort of like an open discussion, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll just go live and we can start having like these discussions. But there was someone who left a comment on that video yesterday, and I pay attention to the energies. And if you are a reader or you have a platform, I want you guys to really start paying attention to the different energies that are being projected towards you, because you will notice around certain times of the year or moon cycles or whatever, there are certain spirits that as you become a stronger seer, you will recognize them and be able to call them out by name. Like I said, there's Delilah spirits, Ahab spirits, Jezebel spirits. Like, I see you. You know, a lot of people, I said, people think that you're just a tarot reader. They don't see or understand that you're an actual seer. But you know, carry on. But someone left a comment, and I'm going to read it. I don't even think I'm going to put it in the community post because it's certainly not to shame a person, but I do just want to make reference to this particular situation because I'm not saying it, you know, it's bothersome to me, but it really is a matter of, like I said, I see it as an opportunity for people to grow, to learn, and to actually heal and evolve from certain things. I think before I read this comment though, you know, Saturn was in Pisces, and you saw me, I posted about this in the community post from 2023 until what was it, May 24th, and now Saturn is in Aries. The North Node is also in Pisces, and I made a connection where I was telling you guys that, you know, Nelson Mandela had come up, and you know, I have a lot of reasons where I was talking about, you know, like being what I would say like 12 years a slave, and a lot of people have experienced such a great deal of hardship and oppression. But I think that now is a time, and even if you think about like Pisces energy, and every, you know, every sign is different, but a lot of people tend to, a lot of people right now are taking action, you know, and stepping into their purpose as light workers, humanitarians, activists, philanthropists, or whatever the case may be. And that actually requires a lot of people to understand the importance. If you think about people like Nelson Mandela or some of the great leaders, to have an actual commitment to peace and reconciliation, to not be so just rude and nasty, but to actually understand the importance of loving all people. And when I read this particular comment, it really shook me to my core. So this person, he or she said, and they have the word segment in their name. So, you know, maybe this is somebody who is well versed in, you know, things related to Egypt. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But the person says, so you're saying the only way a woman can gain abundance is if she changes her name and marries a man. You're saying a woman has no value unless she's tied to a man. This is a great way to uphold the patriarchy. By the way, Isis and Osiris were not two people, but energies that we embody within. In all your readings, you encourage women to get married and have children, knowing that women are having their rights taken away from them, with all of these oppressive laws being set in place. It seems like you're projecting your desires onto your audience to manifest what you want in your own life. You seem like you're stuck in a karmic loop yourself with the same regurgitated readings. I feel sorry for your viewers because you're keeping them stuck in the age of Pisces timeline. It's clear why your views continue to drop. I know you'll block me, but doesn't change the frequency you're putting out. Encouraging people to keep going back to the past is detrimental when the world is going through a major transformation. These readings are forcing people to hold on to old baggage that keeps them stuck. So, you know, I didn't block the person, and somebody else left a comment under this and was very, very supportive of me. And I don't need a person to support me, you know, because like I said, you can project this type of energy towards me all day and twice on Sunday if you want to. And I know when something is being projected, and I recognize when someone is operating in a Delilah spirit and they're wanting to try to tempt or lead a person away from God or their faith, and to try to seduce and exploit a person in a way for their own personal gain, or to make them, you know, I don't know, like show up in a way that is supportive to their own goal or tactic to manipulate someone else. It's a very cunning and manipulative type of tactic that I noticed that whenever we start to shift into, higher levels of consciousness. You start to have friends or family. If you have a platform, people in the comments, they start to do all this. First of all, if you're watching a tarot reading, like, if you have an opinion, that's great. But for you to write an entire book in my comments to really just show that you're extremely judgmental and you lead with a lot of condemnation and fear is crazy to me. Like, this crazy work. But I wanted to address the comment by saying, people, obviously, the path into light and awareness is through the shadows, is through shadow work. Those of you who have booked readings with me, like the breakthroughs are very powerful. And for me as a reader, I've always used tarot as a tool for, not for divination. I'm not a fortune teller, but it's a great tool for self-discovery and learning about the different energies that are dwelling within, so that you can stop going without by learning the truth about your own shadow. Readings are not suggesting that you should be going back to past people or situations. I think that a lot of people are not understanding that the shift in the energy right now, the way what's happening is readings, or I know myself, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to encourage the entire collective to remember the energy that you embodied prior to experiencing these karmic lessons. We're in the age of Aquarius, which is it's encouraging the entire collective really to like step into their most authentic self. The North Node is in Pisces, okay? Saturn is in Aries. This is all about action, okay? It's time to close out cycles, but you don't close out a cycle without knowing why you were in the cycle. There are certain cycles that your soul has agreed to being a part of, to close out, that you were never, it wasn't even in your lifetime that you can remember. When you talk about the past and you're talking about the past showing up in readings, it's energy. It's not the people, it's not the places, it's not the situations, it's the energy. You take these bodies away and it's just the energy. And a lot of people do not understand that. This whole journey is about you awakening to your own soul. The references that are made to different timelines and stories and ascended masters and guides and whatever, those things is just really for metaphorical purposes. It's not meant to be taken literally. These are simply descriptions of energies. And as that person said, we all embody those energies. But for this person to say all these things about, you're projecting, yeah, I'm single. I don't have children. But if it's a part of my birthright to have a family, then why would I allow the law to stop me from desiring that? You see, it's like the foolishness that I hear people say, how they are being controlled by the world and culture and society and fear and don't even recognize it. That in itself is systematic oppression, in my opinion. God encourages every person to co-create and procreate. Of course, marriage and children is not for everyone. It's not something that God is entrusting or allowing all people to experience, and it's your personal choice. But the way to abundance in any form is through feminine energy. It is the energy that receives and creates. So if you have a toxic mindset, or you have toxic people, you have toxic behaviors, whether it was from the past, a past life, or it's here in the present that dwell within you, or it's around you, it is blocking life force energy. It is blocking your ability to give. It's blocking your ability to receive. That is the energy that's keeping you stuck. But people always want to blame something or someone else. You want to blame me for why your life isn't going right. You want to blame your mom. You got to blame your ex. You got to blame the preacher. You got to blame the prophet, the psychic. Why doesn't anyone ever want to simply just look at themselves? And sometimes the things that we go through, it's not even a matter of like, oh, you did something wrong. It's simply Spirit's way of saying, I have a problem that I would like for you to solve. It doesn't always have to be a reason to be in victim consciousness. Look at the problem, come up with the solution, and move forward. I feel like that is what the energy is shifting, but most people can't move forward because most people don't even know why they're here. A lot of people are programmed and conditioned to hate love, friendship, family, fellowship, due to the karmic cycles that they've been in. Also due to the karmic cycles that your parents were in and their parents. Some people are raised by parents who have taught them to absolutely hate love. Some of you, because of the way you've been mistreated by your parents, you don't want to become a parent. Some of you have grown up in poverty and you either don't know how to make money or all you care about is money. These are the energies and the cycles that most people are not paying attention to. And then people don't pay attention to the fact that when you operate in this type of energy, you open yourself up to these different dark spirits. These different demonic, the port of the veil is thin, very thin. So when you operate in a certain type of mindset, you're a walking, talking mirror and portal for any type of dark energy or entity to attach itself to you or find you as a landing spot for it. And a lot of people walk around possessed by dark spirits and energies and they don't even recognize it. And really, at the end of the day, heaven and hell, some people believe it's an actual place, and a lot of people think that it's simply just a state of mind. So, that's based on your own level of consciousness. I'm not here to argue with anybody about what your beliefs are. It's not up to me if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in this, if you want to do ancestor work or angel, that's your business. Listen, I'm not in anybody's house. I'm not your judge at the end. I don't care. But all of this programming and outdated conditioning, and a lot of people, as I've been saying, when they see you and you're on a different timeline, people like to project that you're in the wrong place. Am I in the wrong place, or have you just not caught up? Because like this person, she said, well, why would you encourage marriage and people's rights are being taken away? Perhaps because birthrights are declining rapidly. If nobody has kids, hell, the humans won't be here for much longer. This Jezebel energy is hidden in a lot of men and women who feed off of chaos, conflict, and control. And these are the people who are operating, who feel like they are being activists and they're here making some kind of movement, when in actuality, what you're doing is you're being destructive. Fear is the reason why people are running around here doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Fear is the reason why human rights are being taken away. Fear is the reason why the number of human births is rapidly declining. Men and women are so angry and wounded that the idea of creating life, creating abundance, having peace and joy, it seems like such a hassle. It's so daunting to most people. And all that's doing is giving the enemy a good laugh, because the enemy knows that by controlling the minds of people with fear, that all of God's greatest creations are being destroyed or blocked. So when I'm saying about a past situation or people who are awakening to these different timelines, right? I'm not telling you to go back to anything that is hurtful or painful. What I'm telling you to do or suggesting is that you remember the essence of your soul before it became fragmented. Before the ancestral trauma, before the inherited pain, before the mother and the father wounds, before the religion, before the limited and the outdated beliefs of the people that taught you at school and the people in your community, before the relationship trauma, before you were a parent, before you experienced that abuse. Who were you? To live, you have to be able to kill your ego and the wounded version of yourself. And so many people are operating in pride and ego, like that person. And I don't have a problem with the person. I don't, y'all. I'm so tired of this mess that like I just don't care. So, oh, I think you're blocked. I don't block you for what? You need the information. And if I'm bothering you, obviously something that I'm saying, sometimes people are bothered by what you're saying, not because you're telling something that's a lie, but because you're telling the truth. And I really don't care for the people who don't believe what I'm saying. It doesn't matter to me. The message will fall upon the ears in the souls of those who need to hear it. Names, marriages, birth dates, number, everything in this world has an energetic code. So when I was saying that some of you, the very reason why, again, these things, some of them are literal, some of them are figurative. Take it how it resonates, but it's true. Some people want to block you from being married or having certain things because that name change, that opportunity to go into that different covenant that may tie you closer to God and God's purpose for your life and his promise for your life. It changes everything. So for these fools that want to tell you, stay single, hate everybody, stay in the house and be isolated, that's exactly where the devil wants you. That's exactly where the enemy wants you, isolated, worried about what lawmakers are telling you what to do. So you're telling me, like with this comment, that it's okay, you want me to go out and tell people not to be married and have kids because of lawmakers, what they're telling you, but the lawmakers are the ones that's oppressing you. People respond to oppression with more oppression. I don't get it. Like, think for yourself. Entering new contracts and covenants, it brings new energy. And you only get access to those things when you remember who you decided to be when your soul decided to come here. When your soul accepted its destiny to be here, it also agreed to lessons that had to be learned through people and situations that many people, all the karmic, those things are here to awaken your soul to who you truly are and to your purpose. A lot of people cannot see the forest for the trees, and that's okay, but stop attacking the perspective of people who see things differently from you. It's so many different distorted perspectives out here, and honestly, people see life through the lens of nothing but pain, trauma, and suffering. And when you encourage people to say, heal and move forward, you're telling me, oh, you want people to go back to the past. I'm not telling anybody to go back to the past. I want to make that very clear. I'm going to encourage people to mend their hearts and to awaken their souls and understand grace and mercy. I'm not going to allow fear or the enemy to come in and steal my birthright from me that has already been stolen. So it's like the more that you awaken and you get out and you decide, I want to break free, people, no, you want us to go back to the past. No, I'm saying go back and fix your mess and go and move forward. Once and for all is what I'm saying. Forgiveness isn't about other people, it's for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to go and deal with a person. Reconciliation doesn't mean reconnection either. A lot of people, like I said, have a very limited way of seeing things. And that, like I said, it's like this whole, collectively, you see this big divide also with the religious spirit versus people who consider themselves to be filled with the Holy Spirit. I don't lead with judgment and condemnation because I'm not here to try to dominate, control, and oppress anybody. People who truly want to be activists and philanthropists and light workers, they are committed to bringing about peace and reconciliation that brings about unity. I want to stay in the light, even though we all have to sit here and linger in the shadows of darkness. You don't have to sit there and be nasty to people. You just don't. And so when I see these energies, like it's like this collective Jezebel, like Delilah, like spirit, like these are different people and entities that really want to try to lead people astray from their own faith and values. If I'm faithful to have a family and friends and community, let that be for me. If you don't want it for you, move on. It's real simple. People try to manipulate you. And a few weeks ago, we was talking about Jezebel. We was talking about the Black Widow. Now here comes Delilah. These spirits, they all work together. Delilah is known for being cunning and manipulative. These are the people who try to come in and they try to say little things to you to make you doubt what you want for yourself, to try to make you doubt what God has told you is for you. They're coming. I don't know that person from a can of paint, don't care to. But don't come in my comments. And for the women who are in their 20s and 30s who want to have children and they want to have families, they want to do what they've never seen done before in their family. Don't come and tell me what a lawmaker needs to be able to have control over in that person's life. When I'm telling somebody, hey, go and heal your womb. Walk away from your whole family if you need to. I say all the time, leave your family behind to create the family that you know you need and that you want for yourself. Family to everybody is not blood. I share with you guys all the time, I'm an only child. Forgive me for fucking wanting a friend. Are you serious? Like, I'm so tired of it. The spiritual community, people talk about church hurt, the spiritual community. People are so nasty and ruthless here. It makes no sense, and it comes from a lack of self-awareness. People do not understand when their own inner judge and critic is so warped and off. And people who lack self-awareness are by far some of the most dangerous people you can ever come across in your life. Because when people lack self-awareness, they do the most mean, hateful stuff and they don't even recognize that they're doing it. And that's why I say you have to be careful with the people who you surround yourself with. Because they will come in and they will hurt you and deceive you and take you completely off of your path. When you are not aware of yourself. That's why I say, if you are not awakened to your own soul's purpose, everybody that you run across who's also not awakened, they will constantly have you falling down a rabbit hole. It's people like that person that left their comment that's going to, well, you don't want people to get, people tell off on themselves. These are the type of people who go out and push their narrative on other people. And again, if you don't want to be married, and you feel like I'm telling you that, hey, go for that. I don't care what you do. I'm saying go and produce something. I'm saying leave something behind. I don't care if you leave a book behind. I don't care if you leave a baby behind. Leave something to say that you were here. That's all I'm saying. Some people need to reconcile with people in their families. It's women out here who have had terrible relationships with their mothers or fathers. You telling me that nobody can go back and reconcile with a parent? You only get one. If you know that that's not for you and there is no chance or possibility of it, move on. But stop trying to make it seem like nobody can have a friend or family, or nobody can have a sense of community or fellowship. That's the wrong thing. It does not make sense. Learn to discern what is for you and what is not. Who is for you and who is not. But if you don't know who you are, you will never know who or what is for you and who's not. And that's the problem. These Jezebel and Delilah energies, they come in and they try to force these different narratives onto people to seduce your mind and to deceive you into believing what they want so that they can have domination and control. And if you are going to promote something and tell people to do something, let it be something good. Why would I go ahead and be like, y'all don't have kids, don't get married? Why would I tell you to do that? Why would I say that? When I can say, hey, fix your problems. People come to me for personal, I'll tell them, love is not here. Love is here, but you don't need to focus on. You need to go and heal these daddy issues that you have. Because every single person that you meet, you looking for a mommy or a daddy in your partners and you running everybody. Y'all know, if you have a reading with me, I'm going to tell you what it is. And I'm going to tell you what it's not. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm a guru, but I'm not a liar. That's something that I'm not. I'm not a sugarcoater. I'm not going to sit up there and keep on trying to throw sugar on top of shit and tell you that it's not going to stink. That's not me. So I'm tired of the negativity. And it's not going anywhere. It's not. But I just noticed even in the comments, I was like, these readings, they're becoming so empowering to people. Wake up. Then you have people, that's not true. That's not true. If you feel like what I'm saying is not true, go do your own research. Go start your own channel. But leave me alone. And the only reason, like I said, I'm not blocking people. I don't even care. I really don't. And the person, she's like, oh, and that's why your numbers are going down. You know how many times, how often I pray? Because I'd rather go deep than wide. Baby, I don't need a lot of numbers when it's the wrong people. That's how I live my real life. I can be one of one. I know who I am. I don't need numbers on YouTube to ever define who I am. I can stand on any street, baby, and I can prophesy and do what I need to do. I don't need the numbers here. So don't ever play with me like that. I'm not, my mind isn't seduced by money and numbers. Lawmakers. That's not what controls my mind. And that's another thing, people's perspective. They think that if you have a decline, or if you don't have certain things, then that means you're not of value. It just goes to show the limited beliefs that people have. People don't understand about spiritual wealth. Everybody's wealth is not shown in numbers and materials. I have readings with over 800,000 views, several of them talking about occult things. Everybody likes that, but the moment I start talking about, hey, going out, showing a little bit of love, walking in light, remembering who you are, yeah, a lot of people don't want to hear that. Because most people here in this world are literally driven and controlled by the enemy. And saying, well, I'm trying to work against. No, you're working with the enemy and for the enemy and don't even recognize it. Platforms have entities. These platforms are full of Jezebels, Delilahs, and all kinds of other dark entities. So a lot of light workers struggle on these entities to come in and try to spread any bit of love, light, and truth. But those who really know God, know, I'm going to keep pressing on. I don't need validation. I just so happen to be one that I know how to deal with my daddy issues. I can deal with my mommy issues. I'm not looking for validation from anybody. So, you know, I'm tired of it because I see, you know, certain things is happening in the news and everything, but it's this whole like religious spirit and Holy Spirit is, some people, everything is about their external practices and validation, and they're seeking recognition, and everything has to be rooted in doctrine and tradition. That's not where we are. That's just not where we are. Just like I said in the reading yesterday, you have a lot of people, it doesn't matter how many miracles that you perform, just like Jesus Christ. They put him up there on the cross knowing he was innocent. And the more miracles he did, the more people denied him. So if you look even at the story of Jesus Christ, those who are ascending, Like I said, you will recognize who your Judas is. You will recognize who your Peter is. You will recognize it all. You can identify with whatever you want to. Everything, like I said, all religious text to me is wisdom and warnings. I don't care if you want to talk about Jesus, if you want to talk about Osiris or whomever. At the end of the day, what's common is everybody will put you to death for being innocent. And yet you will still rise again when you are the truth. So when somebody is encouraging shadow work, I'm saying remember who you were. And remember who you are to become. The limited mind is still thinking that when somebody says a past, that I'm saying go back to somebody who was whooping your butt. Go sit at the table with your family who knows that. Why would I encourage you to do that? But that's what a lot of people struggle with, and they don't have the boundaries to stop doing. So when they hear a reader say something, they want to put words in your mouth and misinterpret everything that you say and then attack you. So for my readers, y'all know what these spirits are in your comments. Call them out by name. And even if you're not readers, if you have a platform, because right now, what is it? Gemini, Mercury energy, age of Aquarius. We live in a world of technology. These spirits are running rampant through these computer screens, phones, text, emails. That's where they are doing all of their dirty bids right now. So just know what it is. But don't be moved off of your post. Some people are so hyper vigilant about things. I've been talking to people in personals about this. The saboteurs and the self-sabotage. You can't go out here living your life trying to be so hyper vigilant that all you ever do is anticipate danger. Hell, you get so tired of anticipating danger that when the danger comes, you too tired to shoot back. Because you don't have a peace of mind. I'm not living my life in fear. People who act like that, all they do is run people off. People who lack compassion, they're judgmental, they're rude, they're nasty, they're hyper-religious, hyper-vigilant, hyper-rational, using always nothing but logic in situations when you should have some type of compassion. I don't operate like that. I'm a lover girl. That's the truth. I'm fierce. But I got a heart of gold. And I know that. God knows that. But I saw that and I was like, wow. Because I hope that other people wouldn't for a moment think something like that about me. But, it is what it is. Like, I don't even care. And I'm sitting here now and there's somebody, thanks to this person, but someone responded to the individual. She said, if it doesn't resonate, it's not for you. Don't take it personal nor literal. Tori's readings and messages truly and deeply resonate with me, although I understand what you mean by energies being principalities, exactly how I feel with regards to the devil energy, and I see where you're coming from with regards to relationship readings. However, it honestly is part of my destiny to bring forth my divine children with my divine kingdom union. I have had this knowing since I can remember, which stems back to a time before coming to earth and actually a primary side mission for me on all levels. My actual divine union has been deliberately sabotaged since I stepped into the portal to come to earth. This is a big deal on a soul level for me, and had it not been for good people like Tori to help get the word out, I surely would have been crushed by the weight of the world I unnecessarily carried. So although it might not mean much to you nor resonate with you, I for one am grateful. Like, bro, and thank you so much. And again, it's not me saying like, oh, thanks for agreeing with me. Because even if I'm wrong, I don't have bad intentions. But it just shows you literally a comment of somebody operating in love and light and somebody stuck in their shadow and in fear. This is somebody saying, I know I have a kingdom marriage. I know I'm supposed to have children. I know I have a legacy. And I know that it has been attacked. And I know that there's areas of improvement in my life that I need to work on to get to where I know I'm supposed to go. Not some person saying, why would you go out and tell people to have children knowing that people are having their rights taken away? What? I mean, what the y'all, sometimes I'm just, even with the person like your number, hell, my numbers go down because I spend plenty of time blocking. I don't have a problem with blocking people on this channel. I don't. Everybody is on different frequencies. If we're not on the same frequency, bow out. Don't say I'm on the wrong frequency. I'm just not on your frequency. And that's what I'm talking about too, like with the whole, because it's like this religious spirit versus Holy Spirit type of energy. Don't say that I'm wrong because I don't believe in what you believe in or how you believe in it. We just believe different things. But at the end of the day, it's all love. I don't have any hatred for any person. I don't even hate the people who do me bad, y'all. I don't. Because I tell myself, listen, somebody show me, pull the scrolls out and show me, because I must have asked for this at some point. Because it was something I needed. Y'all, I'm so focused on creating my happy place, y'all. I don't care about anybody who doesn't like me. Y'all, I've been doing shadow work for 12 years or more, longer. Most of my life, I've always been an old soul. I've always been obsessed with all things human behavior, psychology, self-help, growth, development. I've been reading about attachment styles, relationships, marriage books, all kinds of, and I'm an only child, not married and don't have kids. I'm not stupid. I'm not ignorant. I see a lot. I know a lot. Confirmation. But I'm just saying, like, my message to people is, as you clarify situations in your life, understand that certain situations are being used to simply help you to make more informed decisions, and don't let anything or anybody make those decisions for you. You have to find your own path. You really have to be a pathfinder. And I talked about this recently. I said the gatekeepers are coming out full force. Our personal boundaries have been tested for a long time. Saturn just shifted into Aries out of Pisces. We're in Gemini. Gemini is all about soul contracts. Some people are choosing a person. Some people are choosing a partner. Some people are choosing both. You can't be, and you know what? Even that comment too, it makes me think too, like, some people are so jealous and envious of other people. Like, literally, it's so much. Everything I said in that reading, that person came in. Like the Jezebel, Delilah spirit does. Trying to make it seem as though what I'm saying is a lie. It doesn't have to resonate for everybody. But it's jealousy and envy. It's control. It's oppression. It's a religious spirit. You need to be doing things according. Your personal desires should be based on what the law says. What? Are you stupid? I mean, so I'm not supposed to go and want to thrive in life because of crime? I shouldn't want to be married or have children because of the laws that are being passed? What does that have to do with me? I'm me. God has a purpose for me. I have a relationship with God. God tells me what to do and not do. It's my relationship. What I see, what I hear, what I know, it trumps anything that somebody else says. You can't trick me with spiritual manipulation or systematic oppression. I don't live it. That's not the world I live in. Sorry. So when people come to a reading like mine or so many of the other very gifted readers or astrologers or whomever, preachers, pastors, psychics, whoever, and they are stuck. The person in the comment, you're stuck in the old. Am I stuck in the old timeline, or are you? She said, you're projecting your desires onto your audience to manifest what you want in your own life. It's a lot of people who want legacy. A lot of people want family. A lot of people want that. And you're right, my vibe attracts my tribe. The people who want to do the soul work, the people who want to remember who they are, the people who want to heal things in their family, the chain breakers, the pioneers, the healers, the light workers, the men and women of God who want to have families, the seers, the psychics. Yeah, we all want that. We want everything that was ours and some more too. What about it? Don't come over here playing with me like that. Don't do it. Because I'm going to tell you, Jezebel, Delilah, Ahab, Asmodeus, all, they hate to see me coming. That's why every time I post a reading, y'all hop in my comments and show yourselves. I can sit back behind the scenes, behind the camera. You show yourself. Like I always say, I'm going to always play the fool in front of every fool who thinks that they're fooling me. I'm not dumb, blind, crippled, or crazy, or stupid, ignorant in any way. Just saying. Y'all, like I said, I just wanted to put that out there because I know when I see certain stuff like that and the energy, I'm like, I know I'm not the only person going through this. But you just have to know, as a lot of these karmic loops and lessons are finally wrapping up, that you for sure, you're going to run into energies like this a lot. And it is, like I said, that I'm getting specifically like Delilah, the certain spirits that come up against the chosen ones, Delilah, Ahab, the Python spirit, the religious spirit. You got to be careful with spirits like that because they really try to attack you and attach themselves to you the closer and closer that you get to your purpose. Because it's to come in, like I said, to trick and to seduce the mind. That's why in the reading yesterday I made references to like Peter, to Judas, and I told you some people do things to you like Judas and Peter. You have these people in your life now. They're energies. You have people in your life that hurt you and they don't even know that they're hurting you. They deny you. They don't even recognize. They're jealous and envious of you. They don't even recognize. Then you have the people who are just flat out malicious. They know exactly what they're doing. It's up to you to discern and understand that. And understand that as you walk on to whatever ending you must face, to put a death to your own ego and your old self, you're gonna run into all these people who are going to deny you and to reject you. But then that's all a part of shadow work. That's all a part of saying, it doesn't matter if you reject me. It doesn't matter to me if you neglect me. It doesn't matter to me if you abandon me. It doesn't matter to me if you deny me. It doesn't matter to me what the law says. It doesn't matter to me what my mom says. It doesn't matter to me. My purpose matters to me. My legacy matters to me. Where I come from doesn't matter to me. Where I'm going is what matters to me. So for somebody to say, you want us to live in the past? No, fool. You live in the past. You live in the past. While some people are jumping timelines, you jump back to another timeline of oppression. And you want to bring it into this timeline. Like, what? But you got to understand, y'all, manipulation. This trickery and deception is real subtle. You really got to know how to pinpoint it. It's just like people out here right now, y'all, monitoring spirits. You got to be careful of those people that you think they're just asking for an update. Some of your friends and family, people you work with, those aren't friends, family, and colleagues, baby. Those are full-blown soulless beings being operated and controlled by dark spirits and demons. People come to you for services. They're on your website. They're on your email. It's up to you to get to a place with your own relationship with God and your higher self to recognize when somebody is coming at you the wrong way. Do y'all know how many times I send money back to people for readings? I know what you're trying to do. I'm about to send some money back to somebody now. No, I'm not reading your energy. No, thank you. Because you don't want me to read your energy. You want to read my energy. I know what it is and I know what it's not. And the higher you get, the more trickery and deceptive these people become. And they become crafty. They try to become more and more crafty. The Jezebel can't get you. She send Delilah in. They send the religious spirit in. They send the Python spirit. They're going to try to send in every kind of spirit that they can to get you. I've been telling y'all, when you on your way up, man, the pits of hell will open up. You just got to keep on stumping. I'll cross the burden saying, I'm not scared. Because what my soul will remind me of is that, baby, I've done it before. If I did it before, I'll certainly do it again. I know I have an idea now of what to expect. And that's what people are afraid of, is you remembering who you are. They're afraid of you having the courage. Because maybe they was able to get you the last time with the trickery and the manipulation. They know this time they can't get you. Oh, the ritual worked the last time. I bet it won't work this time. You blocked my channel last time. You won't block it this time. They blocked the last relationship. They can't block the next one. Because once you become awakened and aware, the mess, it doesn't work, just like I said in the reading. Your ascension and resurrection, it brings death to everybody that came against you, because the only reason why they had a time in your story was because they was meant to teach you something. So guess what? All hell breaks loose when you learn the lesson, because guess what? Their services are no longer needed. My soul no longer needs you here. So who really needs to be afraid? The chosen one doesn't need to be afraid. Remember, I was always the one. Chosen one, you was always the one that was in control of your karmics. They wasn't controlling you. You gave them the job. Hey, come over here and teach me something real quick. Okay, lesson learned, contract over. Go home, and you know what home is for them. The lowest pits of hell. So goodbye, good riddance. I no longer need your services. Bye. Death to you. They were hired to try to bring death to you. You survived. You died, you came back. Case closed. Never let a person try to trick you into believing that you're not the one with the power. Anyway, that's all I had to say today, y'all. Like I said, I'm not even mad about it. And I'm actually proud of myself because it lets me know of my own growth. It really does. It lets me know, because I've never been one to get on here and like talk mess. I don't participate in the gossip. Like I said, do my readings, I get off. But the only reason why I'm sharing this is just because I know there's so many people who are on the same frequency and vibration as me. You guys are so close to a breakthrough. And the enemy is about to really come in hard. But just know, the battle has already been won. This is over. I don't know why. I guess they enjoy being here and they think that they're going to stay. No, it's over. You have to return to hell now. Your services are no longer needed. Thanks. Bye. So people will, like this person in the comments, you're projecting a karmic loop. No, you want me to project a karmic loop so that you can stick around. You don't want to hear about the marriages and the children and the legacy and the manifestations and the people who are creating networks and fellowship and having a good time, because you don't have a place there. You need to keep going around telling people how they need to hate everybody and watch the news every day while everybody else is out having a good time with the friends and the family that they created. So your distorted, wounded feminine energy doesn't have a place in my collective, and that's why you want to make yourself known and be loud and bold in my comments. Nobody's checking for you. And you know that. So go and don't be married, don't have kids, don't have friends, family, or anybody to celebrate you. That's not what we're doing over here. Okay? So enjoy your life. And anybody else who feels the same way, you already know how I feel about it. And you also have to think too, you guys, these are readings. Everybody is different ages and everything. Most of the people who come to me, I'm very organized. The forms and the data that is collected, the majority of the people who come to me for readings are between the ages of 50 and 55 years old. That says a lot about me. People 20 years my senior trust me to give them advice. So I don't need external validation. I don't. I know who I am. I know who I'm becoming. And that's the greatest gift for me at this time. Because that's what I came here to do, was to figure out who I am. That's what we all came here to do, is to figure out who you are. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I don't know, this Saturn in Aries, Gemini, new moon energy. It's like you just see the chaos and the conflict and the shifts and the changes. For the people who are doing good is here to come for you. And you see the people who are, fighting for dear life to stay relevant. Time's up. Just like I said in the reading, time is up. But anyway, y'all, maybe I'll do a tarot reading, but this was just a little, little chit chat. Just be mindful. You guys, you can look up, like religious spirits, Jezebel spirits, Delilah spirit, Python spirits. We're in the year of the snake, man. People want to wrap their energy around you like a python so they can try to suck the life out of you because they walking, talking dead people anyway. It's narcissists. Y'all know how they do. Spiritual narcissists. It's a whole gang of them, a whole gang of energy vampires. They all just come together and conjure up spirits and demons. Child, whatever. It's a whole mess, but it is what it is. Stand firm, know who you are, and don't be moved off your post. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, I love you guys. Personal readings are still open. Information will be in the description box. Always remember to go within so that you never go without. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.